Hanako-san giggled as she waited for her classmates to burst into the bathroom at any moment. It was her turn to be sought. She was in a cheerful mood that afternoon. After all, she was finally starting to fit in after being ridiculed for months. No one trusted her after her parents were labeled as traitors for protesting against the war. She didn't believe it though. To her, it was simply a rumor. Her parents told her that they were going on a trip, and she had faith that they would soon return and pick her up from school. The adults knew the truth, but didn't have the heart to tell her that her parents were thrown in jail and killed for their crimes. That's how Hanako-san ended up in this orphanage. She yawned. The sun was starting to set, and an hour had gone by. No footsteps, no tiny voices calling out her name. And Hanako-san realized her classmates weren't looking for her. She sighed, crawled out of her hiding spot, and was about to open the bathroom door when May couldn't wait for recess. She hated school and always felt like an outsider. For some reason, she always had a hard time making friends. It didn't help that she didn't share the same hobbies as the kids around her age. She was more old-fashioned, preferring printed books where she could turn the crisp new pages, the sound of nature, and oldies music. Not that she was picked on for her preferences, but she didn't know which was worse, being bullied or ignored. And that's why she would sneak out during some of her classes and eat lunch in the third-floor girls' bathroom. It wasn't bad at all. She enjoyed the acoustics there if she wanted to blast music, or the solitude if she wanted to read. Most faculty and students avoided that part of the school. They found it creepy. But for May, this was her safe place, and she had company. She managed to make one friend in that school, Hannah. She was maybe a year or two younger than May, and she was like a younger sister. She remembered the day she met her like it was just yesterday. After not doing so well on her math test, May headed to the bathroom for some peace and quiet. As she entered the room, she heard a little girl crying and saw Hannah sitting inside the third stall, wiping away her tears. May calmed her down, and from that day on, the two girls met up and hung out there almost every day. Hannah didn't speak though, and May didn't bother asking her questions about school. Not in there, where they were escaping it. The two girls would spend most of their afternoons in the girls' bathroom, listening to music, drawing, and playing games like hide and seek. It was uneventful every time. Even though it was such a tiny space, Hannah insisted on being the hider. It always made her giggle, but then she'd frown after she was found and just look out the window as if she was waiting for someone. May never understood the reason why she was always sad and quiet, but she respected Hannah's privacy. She knew her friend would tell her when she was ready. During lunch the next day, May got caught up finishing her science project. She was forced to partner with Ren, one of the popular kids who didn't even know she existed before having to work together.
Why don't I ever see you during lunch?
Ren asked. May didn't look up.
I prefer eating by myself. Can we focus, please? I have somewhere to be. Where? It's lunchtime.
Ren was confused. May sighed. This boy was too nosy for his own good.
The third floor. Oh, you're the weird girl who goes to the bathroom there every day?
May was getting annoyed. Ren wasn't even doing any work, but would take all the credit.
Do you believe in yokai?
May didn't respond.
How about Hanako-san?
She looked up from their project.
Who?
Before Ren could answer, the bell rang and they had to return to class. As soon as all the students sat down in history class, Ren raised his hand to ask a question.
Can you tell us about the ghost in the school?
Now, this was everyone's favorite class. Their teacher was young and down to earth.
Sure, why not? We have a few minutes before I can start today's lesson.
And the teacher explained the legend.
As many of you may know, this school was once an orphanage. Unfortunately, during World War II, it was bombed, and not a single person survived. Many of the parents of orphans who lived here were killed during the war, whether they were fighting in the war or labeled as traitors. Yeah, but can you tell us about Hanako-san? Well, supposedly, one of the orphans became an evil spirit after she passed, and to this day, haunts this school. People say she was playing hide and seek in the girls' bathroom upstairs when the building was bombed. To this day, it's still her favorite game. Now, her poor spirit is stuck in that bathroom, in the third stall where she passed, and why we are all forbidden from going up there out of respect. Because if you ask if she is there 3 times and knock, you might anger her. She might choose to reveal herself, grab you, and flush you down the toilet, down to the fiery pits of hell.
The class laughed.
Yeah, May said she hangs out there all the time. I'm surprised she's still alive.
Her classmates looked at her and laughed more.
She's nice. Because you've seen her? Or are you friends?
Everyone continued laughing at her. The teacher had to yell at the students to quiet down so that she could continue with her lesson. As soon as they were dismissed, May stormed out of the room. She was furious. But while she was walking down the hallway, Ren pushed her to the side and ran to the staircase. May started running after him when she realized where he was going. When she got to the bathroom, Ren was already there.
Hanako-san, are you there?
He knocked on the stall's door. May pleaded for him to stop.
Hanako-san, are you there?
He knocked again. No response. But the door opened. Hanako-san wasn't there. Ren shrugged his shoulders and entered the stall. Then he sat on the toilet and started passing gas. May was mortified, and she tried to pull him off of the toilet, but he wouldn't budge. Ren just laughed, finished doing business, flushed, and finally stood up. He continued making fun of May as he washed his hands. May had enough.
Why don't you ask it one last time?
May dared.
Hanako-san, are you there?
Ren knocked again. The lights started flickering. Ren was confused.
How did you do that?
They watched as the door opened on its own. Then there was a gurgling sound coming from the toilet. The two of them just stared at it as it started shaking. And then they heard a tiny voice.
I am here. You found me.
Out of nowhere, a long, bloody hand popped out of the toilet, reaching out until it could grab the boy's legs before he could escape and pull him into the toilet. Ren screamed and cried as he whirled around in the dirty water. Then he was flushed down, followed by dead silence. Slowly, Hanako-san's head emerged from the toilet. She got out. May was amazed and terrified at the same time. Hanako-san and May just stared at each other for a moment. Her friends still looked the same, but now she understood her better. Then Hanako-san smiled and the two pals left.